Yes, yes. Also, welcome back everybody after our break. It's nice to see everybody again. Congratulations on having finals done for those of you who are. Are you done with finals yet, Cameron, or no?
This is my last week, but it's
Okay.
only one, so and it's paper.
Okay, that works.
Do you hear him? Speak, sir. He's nice.
Some of the most
There's a
peaceful
cat
cats
for our
for our viewers. Yeah, let's. I don't understand it. Every time we picked up our cats, everybody they would try and kill us, but apparently you guys can just like shake them around or hold them up like they're possums or whatever they
Because
are.
he likes cuddling with me all the time. He's a sweetheart.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, I know. Let's say. Um,
I love my cat. I feed him. I feed his litter box. He cuddles with me and he bullies me around.
That's how cat relationships work at best. Is either you're their servant or you're their punching bag. So sounds like you got the good end of the deal. I would like to welcome back our guest. Thank you for coming back, and after seeing what a train wreck this is the first time, it takes a lot of bravery.
Thank you for having me back.
Of course. Congratulations on now having, as we were talking about, being your first recorded episode now being aired.
Famous.
I know. And we'll get you your epithet soon for your role in the server. Something more specific, as everybody gets their own specific one. Does everybody remember where we left off about? I'll go into the preamble anyway, but where is everybody at, I guess, mentally, so I know where to join you guys back in.
Xyn was sadly clutching the book as he slept. He went to bed. He had too much grog, aka a few, maybe half a bottle of grog.
Yeah, I'm psychically staring at a sarcophagus that's about to open, maybe, possibly.
I think I'm just staring at him staring at a sarcophagus.
Yes, I believe that's.
Yeah, we're piloting the ship, right? I'm at the tiller.
Yes, the ship has been docked. Docked, quote unquote, is a bit of an exaggeration. You guys were able to come up upon a basalt pillar, as they're called, which it seems to be an abandoned station for a special artifact known as the Pillar, which is something historical that Atham would know about. But for references, it's kind of just like a research outpost that the other two might know vaguely. That seems to be abandoned except for a rattling sarcophagus, as Cameron put it. Xyn's asleep, crying, and having nightmares. Alcarab is just staring at Atham, who's psychically staring at the sarcophagus. And so and as you mentioned, there's been kind of a darkness that is surrounding you guys that seems to be making it very hard to navigate, as well as some crazy things in the water that just below your ship that have been quite ominous.
Yeah, and eating whales, yes.
And eating whales, yes. So with that, I'll just go back down through the clouds, or I guess the darkness, until eventually we go into the eye of the storm that lets you see the ship. And we'll go back to Alcarab and Atham, where, yes, the sarcophagus is shaking. You guys are on the boat that's lit with torches. And for the most part, it's a safe area right now, but there's just these very weird signs of struggle and abandonment up at the top of this pillar.
Right.
So feel free to take it from there.
Yeah. So do I know about the basalt cage, and this is part of that, I assume. How, this, one of these being abandoned is pretty remarkable, wouldn't you say? Or
there are some that have been, brought in and out of use, given that it was established, about 1,500 years ago. But from what you could tell you what, roll me an investigation check.
Investigation, you said?
Yes, I did.
26.
All right. So as the eye kind of was looking around, you noticed that if this was a few hundred years of decay, or even like 1,000 years of decay, or just abandonment, dereliction, whatever you want to call it, it wouldn't be too weird.
Hmm.
But it's only seems to be like a week or two max, that things have been like shuffled around and whatnot, or not shuffled around, I should say. So that is strange. And actually, with the 26, you spy with your little eye, which was not an intentional pun, is the God, what do they become? Is actually there is a symbol that looks like a half-covered golden order talisman on the table, actually.
Very interesting. All right. Is the sarcophagus shaking? Is there any movement on that front? Does it seem like the lid is slowly opening somehow, or being like wriggled loose? Or
It's like
is
trying to be moved off. It's being shaken like kind of like a video game item that you're supposed to open, where it's like shaking like in the exact same motion
is
every
it
few
glowing?
moments.
Is there a Y to interact button above it?
There, it is slightly glowing when it is able to pop up the
Is there a
top a little
big
bit.
yellow exclamation mark?
No, there is not. But
or
um,
a green question mark?
but in a way, it's kind of interesting, because the reason I use that analogy is not to try and goad you into opening it. It is more to explain that it is the same, like almost mechanical motion every time. It is trying to be opened, but it just is like every time there never seems to be just quite enough energy to get out of it.
Right.
So
I'm
what?
going to go over there.
All right.
This,
Do
this
I know
bears
any of this?
investigating.
Are you like relaying this
Uh,
to me, or am I just watching? You guys?
I've got a little sensor there to look at this.
Mhm.
The sarcophagus. Something might be in it. I don't think it's uh, more. I don't know. Probably not organic, at least.
Interesting.
No. Is the anchor down?
Yes, the anchor's down, and there's a little like
Sweet.
what's it called? Skip or skiff, buoy, however you want to call it. That you can just jump down and then walk on. It's like basically like there's the big ship. There's a smaller boat that has been used to kind of get right there, because I think Alcarab actually took a little bit to just investigate at least the initial landing.
Mm.
And then there's a walk up along the staircase, kind of around the pillar up to the station.
Right.
And are any of you, you're gonna let Xyn sleep, which is a totally valid option. It's probably been like an hour since you have been
Worst comes to worst, I'll
drunk.
send a psychic warning if shit goes down.
Okay.
But
I was
Zin
gonna
is
say,
drunk
wanna
and passed out. I don't think would do well to drag them into an investigation.
sounds good.
Thank God.
It means more dream stuff for you, Sean.
Oh yeah, we'll totally get to that sometime soon, I'm sure. So
all
yeah,
right.
you guys, Alcarab and Atham, best buddy cop duo of the century, jump down onto the boat, or onto the skiff, whatever, and then onto the platform, which is kind of carved into the rock. The actual, so yeah, it's from there you guys can kind of ascend the staircase if you would like. I assume like you just are going straight to the room and kind of going to be investigating from there. Is there anything you want to do beforehand, or it's just
Yeah,
something you want to do?
I'm looking for anything out of the ordinary on the outside as well as we're approaching, specifically traps and stuff. And what like there would have been boats here at some point to get people to and from, right? They wouldn't teleport here. Teleporting is very expensive.
Yes, yes, it is an extremely rare thing to do. So for a outpost station like this, that is a good point. There should be theoretically a couple boats for whoever was here, or if it's abandoned like this, maybe they took it and left. So who knows? Alcarab,
Do I still
this
have
is
my I've got like a moonbeam I put up last session. Is that still up? It doesn't last very long. It's like a minute, but
well, we'll say that it's kind of on your shield, is how we'll put it. It's like your shield's a little bit of a spotlight. Is how I think we'll deal with that, just for flavor.
sure.
So that can keep going on your shield for a bit, acting as a flashlight of sorts.
Awesome. So I guess I'll just, since I have like a flashlight, I'll just sort of poke. I'll poke around as well. See what's up at the base.
Mm.
Well, at the base, or sorry,
Or
you
like,
mean
yeah, like at the base of the tower, like where
Yeah.
we are, sort
The
of.
skiff as we're heading up the stairs.
Yeah.
okay? So if you want to roll me an investigation check real quick, you can shine your light all over the place, see what you get.
Sure. Oh, that's a really good roll.
Love to see it.
And by really good, I mean that's a 4.
Oh,
Okay.
you want I
well-
should roll in, Sean?
No. You already rolled your stuff. There's nothing too crazy that you would really discover there anyway. The main thing is that you do notice that it doesn't look like anything has docked here for a while. It looks like the kind of this little outcropping with like the ways to get on and off is like a few smaller places to tie your boat up. So reasonably, you would assume that bigger ships would send littler ships with people and like kind of trade them that way instead of like having to dock. Kind of like if you've ever seen like certain movies with lighthouses where you just send somebody with supplies and the new lighthouseman on the boat to kind of relieve the other person, then they'd take the boat back because you couldn't really, dock a ship that big anywhere close to somewhere without a proper pier. So it's something like that. That's. I mean, with a 4, you kind of already knew that, but we'll just go over that for now.
Yeah.
So you guys ascend on this black basalt stone, and it's quiet except for the silent rattling or the slow rattling of the sarcophagus that you can kind of hear now through your own ears from the top of the tower, and it gets louder and louder as you get close, with nothing but like kind of a whipping wind to otherwise accent it. I guess Atham's used to inspecting the paranormal. I want to ask Alcarab, how do you think you're feeling at the moment? Like, is Alcarab a? I know he calls him or considers himself a dandy, but how is his bravery when it comes to this kind of thing?
I think he generally tries to avoid these sorts of situations. Like just when he's on his own, he's not gonna go charging into a weirdly abandoned tower with a rattling sarcophagus. So he's probably a little rattled. I think he's sort of putting on a brave face for Atham. He's trying to like impress these people he just met. But
Mhm.
and he can somewhat handle himself, but he's definitely still a little bit scared.
All right. With that, you guys kind of get to the entranceway of this research station, and out of the rock at the top, it's about 2 or 3, maybe if there's a small attic, stories, or levels, I should say, because it doesn't really use the same measurements as we do in the modern day. That you can tell at the bottom, and Atham would be very familiar with these kinds of places, that this is the main area in the bottom is for like living and research. And like at above, you would probably imagine that there's some small crew quarters that are kind of similar to a ship where they're very Spartan-esque, like a few like bungalows or whatever they're called. And maybe a few areas to squirrel away supplies and whatnot as necessary. Um, it looks disheveled. Like there was certain signs of a struggle. There's scraped floors. There's smashed furniture. There are bits of blood here and there of different colors. In fact, um, but it's all been kind of old by this point, at least a week, from what you can tell.
Yeah, I want to investigate the blood a bit more.
All right. So I'll tell you what, you've rolled really well on the last one, so I'll kind of continue. This is pretty basic stuff. The blood, as far as you can tell, for the most part, is general red blood. It's just normal, sentient. We'll say all species have very similar blood for the most part. It's looks like it's congealed, and there was a decent amount lost. As such, that would indicate a massive injury. Nobody's like fully bled out, as far as you could tell. Maybe there was a halfling that lost a lot of blood and died, but as much for the standard humanoid size, most of this blood would not be enough in the way that it's shaped to indicate a death, like a full bleed out death, at least. You do notice, though, that there is some black blood, that rings of some corruption stink that you would remind you of Bassa and other places very immediately, actually.
Right.
I've never seen black blood before.
You
I don't
wouldn't
think.
actually, yeah, you would not have, and that actually might be. This isn't exactly your first time feeling this sort of corruption, but it's probably the most potent you've ever felt it. Where maybe while you, Atham, is investigating the different sorts of things and go over it, you spot your first few congealed pools of it, and just from looking at it, you get a sense of anxiety and fear, and just something is wrong with it. More so than something fantastical, but like it shouldn't be here. This deep, disturbing feeling of you don't want to be next to it, and it doesn't want to be next to you.
I'm probably going to stand about as far away as I reasonably can from that.
Sean, I'm going to send you this. It doesn't. I want to use this spell. It doesn't mention the creature's name. Can I use just the blood to indicate the creature I want to find?
I'm going to say I would suggest holding off on that just because you don't have a specific creature in mind, but you might if you continue searching around for a little bit. Using the blood would be just maybe too bit of a little bit of a weak link. Unless you want to search for a creature that you think, like, if this is going to be the same as the one you encountered with Jens the first time.
Oh no, I'm talking about the humanoid blood.
Specific creature. I'm still going to say that I think you need to know a little bit more about the creature before
Sure.
before you can search with that wording.
All right, that's fine then.
But I'll tell you what, for your investigation though, you do notice that the blood trails seem to be get more and more intense in one direction, what looks to be some kind of manhole cover, and toward the sarcophagus is actually not that much blood comparatively. So it doesn't seem to be leading toward the sarcophagus. Also, those are very fat cats.
Thank you. You should someone should take a screenshot of this. I like to say I'm double fisted.
What?
Huh.
You know what?
Right.
Okay, we'll bring Xyn in soon. I promise. Okay, we'll.
Oh no, I
we'll
just
come
I
back.
couldn't believe it. I came back with cat. Take a picture.
Oh my god.
I can't.
somebody-
I can't hit the button.
Yeah, let's see. There. Got it.
I can blur my
There you
face
go.
and put this on the thing. Okay, Kitty, go here. Okay, sorry to interrupt.
It's okay.
There you go.
Go sheep. Let that be.
That's very good.
All right. I'm gonna send my phasing eye down into the manhole cover.
Okay. As you do, you discover that below this manhole cover is a vast, what seems to be network of glass and metal observation tunnels, going underneath the rock and into the waters. That seem to be some kind of underwater research station below the current pillar. And you can tell that everything is dark, and it seems to be just kind of eerily quiet, except for the groans of pressure or metal being put under pressure and dripping leaks here and there.
I see the blood trail.
You can see blood here and there, but it starts to taper off a little bit as you get lower into the pipes. There, as it comes out, I mean, I forget how far it is, but basically, I'll say you get down to like the first pipe. There's a room down there that's pretty basic that has 3 branching pathways that let you go into different what looks like observation globes of glass and metal to look around in the outside ocean. Alcarab, why don't you guys both give me another investigation check or perception, whatever you want to use.
We can choose.
28.
Well, I rolled a 1, but that's
Choose
a
your
10 in total.
I'm doing investigation.
Atham, you notice that there is a stack of papers with that's the Golden Order symbol.
Yes, beside
on-
the medallion, I'm guessing.
Yes, the Golden Order medallion is next to the stack of papers that seem to be kind of disheveled and slightly destroyed. Alcarab, you kind of you use perception instead of investigate, I think, right?
Yes, yeah.
So you're starting to hear what sounds to be like frustrated grunts and some cursing coming from the sarcophagus.
What
Angry.
was that you were saying, Atham, about nothing like living in the sarcophagus?
It sounded very regular. I wouldn't expect an organic creature to be struggling in a very precise manner like that.
That makes sense, but it definitely is like talking.
It is.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
it's
gonna go
like-
walk up to the sarcophagus.
I'm probably gonna follow.
Oh God. Yes. So you walk over and you do hear somebody rattling around, or you hear something rattling around in there, I should say. That is shaking the sarcophagus, and it is almost in a very precise and an exact motion. That it does constantly, where it just seems just enough where it can't get that final lip over on the edge of the casket or sarcophagus casket, whatever you want to call the underside. But you do start to hear what Alcarab was talking about, where there seems to be like, come on, more time, Johnny. It seems to be a frustrated cursing and grunting as it's trying to get out. It doesn't sound inherently hostile.
I'm gonna send the phasing eye into the sarcophagus.
Okay. It has dark vision, I'm assuming, right? I mean, either way, it's actually no. It doesn't even matter. There is a slight glow in the sarcophagus that you can see every time it kind of rattles the top. Inside, you see what seems to be a kind of a pile of bones, some wisps of hair, and almost looks like kind of like seaweed stuck to a face. A hat and some old style clothes that have not been in fashion for almost 1,000 years.
All right, I'm going to sort of stand in front of the sarcophagus. So there's this undead pirate guy in there, right? What is he armed?
He's holding what looks to be some kind of orb, and that's about it.
I'm going to reach out to his mind.
All right. So you're
Identify
so-
yourself.
what?
Identify yourself, please.
Golden Lord, is that you?
Excellent. Are you? I'm going to focus on the discipline that lets me know if someone's lying. Are you part of the Golden Order?
No, mix up. Sorry. No, I'm not part of that, but I am in kind of a bind here, if you wouldn't mind getting me out.
Like I said, identify yourself.
Yes. How rude of me. He clears his imaginary, I guess, mind throat, and Captain Eilish Grimma, at your service, sir, or ma'am. I can't tell from your mind voice.
Hmm.
If oh wait, did you say Golden Order?
Yes.
Are you with those lads earlier who were helping me at this station?
No, but I might be aligned with them. Explain what happened.
Well, it's a bit of a long story for old Captain Eilish, so I'll just cut to the quick. Um, Basically, I've been wandering around this area for a long time. I stumble upon this pillar. Inside the pillar were some fellas with a job. But their job was not their real job because they worked with some kind of sun order, I believe, for the real job, but they pretended to be part of a different job people. Savvy?
Yes.
So, that being the case, they were observing some things with a pillar around here. Oh, the pillar. Sorry, yes, it's what got me into this whole mess in the first place, but no need to go into that now. Uh, for the old thing, basically they were very nice, welcomed me in as soon as they saw I was old Captain Grimma was no danger to them, and I just offered my services in exchange for help getting out of this illuminated lord's forsaken place. Um, but unfortunately, a few weeks within our little arrangement, the this other group came along, and basically they got in an argument of some kind over some corruption or sea creature, something like that. I didn't fully understand. Honestly, Cat Mileage isn't one for the learned folk. And they were pushed down into the manhole over there, if you saw it, after a scuffle. And I was left in the hands of these cloaked fellas with a lot of tentacles. Um,
Hmm.
Now, thankfully, they couldn't kill old Captain Grimma, so they just figured out that I couldn't lift this sarcophagus top and shut me in here while they went down to chase the Golden Boys.
Right. You mentioned a Golden Lord. Explain.
Well, what, real quick, what year is it?
Let me pull up the date. 5-7. No.
5476.
5476. All right. Sorry. Yeah.
It's,
5476.
well, you see, the Illuminated Lord is his proper name. Is a well, I'll come clean. You kind of got old Captain Eilish down without his pantaloons here. So,
Pantaloons.
I'm from Tempelon. My friends or my crew was also from Tempelon. My mates, and the Illuminated Lord was a religion that wasn't quite recognized, and so we all decided to leave Tempelon and search for the pillar as was wont to do during the time. And let's just say things went sideways, but basically he's supposed to be somebody who casts out all the corruption and demons from the land, and eventually will come back to deliver us penance of some kind.
Angel.
Hmm. Right. Okay. Let's hold on a second. We'll get you out of that. All right. I'm gonna turn to Alcarab. All right. He seems pretty friendly. Let's
Okay.
let's
All
get
right,
him
that's
out.
good. Sure.
All right. Can we just lift the sarcophagus thing off, or is
I think it's with two of you, and also from outside. I think you can do it pretty well.
okay? Cool. Yeah.
So you guys, I assume you do that. You cast it off, and out jumps in a blue and gold kind of pirate outfit of 150 years ago for Tempelonian and Tirsi in general, kind of outdated clothing, which is it was a very flamboyant era back then. So he's got the what's it called? The whole plumage in front. He's got the tricorn hat. Um, he doesn't have any weapons on him, like you mentioned. He's got his boots on, and he's got some like odd odd I don't even know what you'd call them, leather pants with kind of a strap on them. And as you can see, he's kind of got this weird representation now, where he's been emaciated so much from time. He's got a little bit of like seaweed mixed with hair for his beard, and he's got no eyes left, and he's mostly skeleton except for a few bits of skin, or what looks to be some kind of skin, or maybe it's sailing. What's it called? Fabric that's just been kind of bonded to his body now. It's kind of hard to tell. But he's carrying what seems to be some kind of glowing orb along with him under his right arm. And he's like, "Oh, thank you there much. I've it's been about I don't know how long, but definitely was better when the screaming stopped earlier."
Hmm. Indeed. Now how, from my estimates, this I just use the blood around us. This blood's only been here about a week or so.
Sounds about right.
So you've only been in that. Okay. All right. What's that orb?
He looks a little hesitant, and kind of looks a little like sheepish. Well, it's well, I'm a captain, as I mentioned, and this right here, well, this is my crew. As he taps on the orb a little.
You're going to need to explain.
Basically, because I'm assuming that you want to help out your golden boys pretty quickly, to save us some time here, because I believe some of them were still alive when they fled into that manhole. Who knows what's happening since? But for the most part, this here is a soul key, or multiple soul keys, which we haven't got to explicitly in the lore. I'm talking as the DM now, but you guys have mentioned, we've kind of gone over, and well, you haven't been here for this, but Atham, Xyn, and Eb, if you know she's listening later, you guys have kind of guided souls to the afterlife a few times in this campaign, which is sometimes necessary, especially if you die in a horrific way without intending to, or some kind of desecration happens, something like that. But for a lot of religions in this world, something that has a lot of names, it can sometimes be called a totem, it can sometimes be called a soul key, it can sometimes be called a different types of crystals, or shards. It is something to ensure that your soul goes to the proper place of rest. Uh, it can have, varying degrees of importance and complexity with the ritual, but for the most part, what it is that it will and it's like an ironclad contract to get your soul where it wants to go if you've done, right by that religion. So what he's saying is basically, all of his crew's souls are bound within that orb.
Hmm. All right. Okay. Fair enough. How well do you know the Under Catacombs?
Uh, a little bit. I'll admit I didn't have my run of the place. The Golden Boys were a bit careful. We'll say they were polite but careful. And excuse me, it gets a little turned around, and there was a few crashes. I think some things got damaged, but I can lead you. I can lead you down there for the most part.
Yes. One other question. How did the tentacle boys arrive?
Yes.
We didn't see a ship out there.
Well, I think that was related to what your the Golden Boys were studying here. Well, oh, I missed something. My bad. Um, I was here for a while, and the sarcophagus was here for me actually before this. Before it was used as my prison. Um, there was a cipher that came. I believe a cipher, I think, was the right term from the Golden Boys. that came investigating some kind of creature outbreak, something like that. So everybody was kind of getting stuck on this island, from what I saw. The Golden Boys didn't notice because they don't leave, but the Cipher came along and mentioned that they couldn't get out anymore, and they said there was some kind of banishment or monstrosity, aberration. Something was surrounding the area that was causing this problem. I mean, you guys got in here. How did you have a problem getting in here? It's gonna look to Alcarab and Atham as well.
No issue. I mean, there wasn't anything preventing us from getting here, although
That crew member
were-
at the tiller, I would think that might be some effect going on there. I don't know
Oh,
why
yeah.
we're spared of it though.
Well,
Some
that-
minor inconveniences, yes.
They said something about a darkness, maybe. It's apparently doesn't
Yeah.
lift and doesn't let you leave, something like that.
We've had trouble navigating, but it didn't stop us that darkness didn't stop us reaching here.
Oh, the
Well-
reaching's not the problem. It's at least unless sometimes it is. But for most people, the problem is trying to get out. That's the real issue.
which I presume will be an
Okay.
issue for us too.
Which we haven't tried that yet, so
Yeah. Do we?
I'm
wanna
gonna
get
go over
your
and look at the
friend?
Sorry, what was that, friend? He's gonna. Yeah, Atham will go over to get the notes. You were saying, Alcarab?
I was just asking if we wanted to get Xyn or if we wanted to just let him sleep. I also just feel bad because Sophia's just sort of sitting there.
I'm all good. I'm interested. I'm listening. I'm crafting, as you can see.
Uh huh.
Insert photo that I crafted again in the video.
Oh my god. So we'll actually we're gonna. I'll tell you what. We'll do Atham's thing first, and then I was actually gonna do something with Xyn, and he'll probably join us in a sec here. But yes, I do feel bad for Soph as well. You get to the table, Atham, and you do see that a few reports that are in line with Golden Order doctrine. Basically, from what you could tell, this is one of the splinter cells or shall we say research cells that kind of skims a little off the top in terms of data for the Golden Order, and that seems they were researching aberrations within the water in this area, which the basalt pillar worked very well for, given it's supposed to be a place that already has a bunch of corruption, so it works very well. They have some few, nothing really of notes before that, but they mentioned that a cipher comes at some point in the last few weeks, mentioning something called a UBP. Real quick, do you remember? Sorry, do you remember what a
UBP?
cipher is? Yeah, UBP.
I never
Ciphers are a specific. I feel bad. I'm just doing a bunch of fucking lore dumps right now. But a cipher is something that was. It's on the timeline. It was a specific subset of the clerics of canon that deals with breaks in like specifically like demonic incursions, aberrations, and things like that.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
What? Can you not? So really?
That's all I could think of was how you should spell iCup out loud.
I'll put it in what am I gonna do? Homebrew mechanics, I guess. It's written like this.
So who's gonna spell iCup?
That's what it looks
Yeah,
like.
you mention the ciphers. You don't mention what they are, though, in the document.
I heard you wrong.
Yeah, it's fine. I think it mentions that they're a subset of the clerics of canon, I believe, right?
Just says the ciphers are called in.
Okay, I guess I must have gotten deleted by accident. My bad. The thing is though is that basically Atha would know that this is a basically these guys get called in when there is like serious shit going down, and
Oh wait, no, this is way back. The ciphers. Okay, yeah, sorry, got us. Yes, character kind of grants another
Yeah.
branch that are responsible for demon related crimes. Okay, cool.
yeah. So they get called in whenever something is kind of broken out, specifically summoned, usually into this world. So you would know that a UBP is a banishment procedure. It's usually called a BP, but then U is a denominatum when it has a unique banishment requirement for whatever entity it has, and so it's got a it's got a profile from the cipher about what this entity is that it's been tracking. So while we're dealing with that, we're going to go back over to Xyn, who has been dealing with nightmares for the most part. It's the happiest I've ever seen someone deal with nightmares. And basically, Xyn, what do you think you're feeling right now?
I don't know. So last time, let's see, I fell asleep clutching the little sketchbook. He's the sad boy hours. What was I thinking? God, it's been so long. He's kind of, I mean, he's asleep. So I don't know what the nightmares are gonna be quite yet, but I don't know. He was just kind of sad. He kind of had this whole realization last time, because Cyril thinks of him as a dead bird, or whatever it was. Just
No, that was the joke you made. Cyril does not think of you as a dead bird. But this is something to note, is that this is the first nightmare you've had in a while, where the normally for like the last 2 weeks or 2 months, I should say, sorry, ish, it's been pretty okay, but you've normally been plagued by night terrors for a lot of your life. And now they're back, and those just happened. But so now you're kind of in this cold sweat after having that horrible dream of you being mutilated over and over again, and you kind of just hear a whisper of, "We hunger." And you feel yourself awake on your bed, but you're in an endless plane of water, and the bed is sinking just below the water level. And it's water is kind of flooding onto you, and you're thrashing, trying to get out of your covers as they pull you down a little bit. Yes, did you want to say?
is this real?
You don't know. And as you kind of look around, you see that a million dead gray eyes kind of stare at you from the top of the water, and they start to swim toward you. And you just keep hearing, "We hunger, we hunger." And just as they're about to reach the bed, you wake up.
Okay. I was wondering if the boat was slightly sinking. I was like, oh shit. Okay, I'm up. I want to see if my detect good and evil is pinging, because I mean that was a little creepy, but I can't tell if that was in my head or something. Really
Something is definitely setting off your paladin senses. So tell you what, why don't I have to write something here real quick? Why don't you take me through how Xyn, wakes up, how he feels, and then just I assume that he's going to see that there's a bit of shining from Alcarab's shield up at the top of the tower. He'll notice that, I'll say. So I'll let you say if it takes him a while to go up there, or if it takes him a little bit. It's up to you.
Okay. Let's see. So he wakes up, jarring, just covered in a cold sweat. He kind of as he sits up, drops the little sketchbook. And it's it's sitting there. The room. How does the room feel? I know we were moving around, but is it still? It's cold. Okay, so it's cold. Maybe I don't know if it's still and dark, but it feels weird. His head probably. I mean, his head definitely stings and hurts from the nightmare, and probably a little bit from the grog, even though it's been only an hour. He's probably a little dizzy and disjointed. He finds it weird because his eyes are a little puffy, or he can feel them kind of they kind of feel weird.
Mhm.
And he's just kind of suddenly like alert. Like he's like looking around, he's like, what's happening? And um he I guess he looks and he sees that moonbeam. And I guess obviously we said that the good and evil thing, like the tech good and evil thing is kind of popping off right now. Can I like do I have like a little ping signal? Or is it like going like bing?
It's just going off right now. It is
Okay.
it's overbearing.
Okay. So I am extremely alert now. Shit. So I guess I get up. He gets up. He's kind of just disjointed, disoriented. He kind of like rubs his face like this. He takes the. I want him to take the little book and like probably put it in like a pocket or something safe like that. I don't know. He probably. I don't know what he was wearing to bed. He kind of fell asleep at the table, so he's probably mostly. I don't know if he's in armor or whatnot, but if he's not, he's gonna put it on, and he's going to follow the moonbeam and the stuff because he's gonna look for Atham because he's like something's going wrong.
Mhm.
Obviously gotta find Atham. Um,
Oh yes, of course.
obviously it's probably his fault. Obviously, no.
Yes, of course.
Um, yeah, I guess he's kind of just in this state where it's like now, shit, something's going down. His ping is going off, and it's really overbearing. And yeah, he go to the light. He walks over. He goes up there. He has his weapons. He has his shit. He has a little book tucked away.
So you get up to the top of the ship, and it is dead quiet. There is no horizon around. There is just a glassy surface of water, and a kind of a circle around the ship, from where the torches cast the light. But beyond that, you can't see anything else but that and the pillar. It's almost as if it's kind of encroaching on you. You've set up this kind of weird dome or cylinder, in which
Okay,
you're trapped in.
I'm
You
gonna cast
feel
light.
you. Oh, well, I mean, this is like a huge. Like I'm talking about, like the entire like galleon is able to be in here, plus the pillar. So like I don't know if
Yeah,
light's gonna.
yeah, I'm still gonna cast light.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna
Um,
do it. I'm at least gonna do it and have it be around me. So like, even
I'm gonna
though
do it, Batman.
it does
Uh,
dispel some of the of funky dark and like magical darkness.
okay. So yeah, light stays around you. As you jump down to kind of go to the island pillar, whatever. You kind of see that there seems to be a bunch of things moving down in the water, small things flitting around just beneath the surface, and they seem to retract from your light. Um, and what else?
Thank
You
God.
get onto the rock. You're able to tether your buoy if that's what you used, or just jump over, and you start to ascend all of this, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
If it's
yeah, I don't
easier,
know
I
what.
can fly.
I'm sorry, what?
If it's easier, I can also kind of fly over. But
Yeah, I don't think you want to waste your what's it called though, right?
yeah, I don't really want to. I feel like he's
Yeah,
too
I would
easily
not do that.
disoriented to fly around right now. So I'll keep walking. Do I have any? I mean, I guess I really can't sense where they are. I have horrible perception, and they're not ASMR, so I don't have the little ping. Fuck. Do I see anything else like that could possibly be them? Like, do I get like? Is there any voices telling me anything? The voices, the voices.
Which
Like, is it
voices
like
are you
warning me
listening
like don't
to?
go there or like
You're trying to listen for a specific kind of voice, would you say?
Yes.
Is this, I know this is going to be a bit pedantic, but is this you trying to listen for it, or is this like, or is Xyn specifically trying to invoke it?
I guess. I mean, I feel like actually no. It feels like it's more me than Xyn, but Xyn might be subconsciously kind of like relying on it, relying on something. Usually in cases like this, there's you know, there's something telling him, but he's like not actively looking for it. He just kind of subconsciously is like, I wonder. Like sometimes it pops up, you know?
Okay. One moment, and I think. Tell you what, roll me a religion check.
Ooh, that's not horrid. Ooh, 16 total.
All right. So as you ascend the stairway to the observation and science observatory, whatever term it would be, I guess a science station.
Nerd
You could.
place.
That's come on. That's mainly anywhere there's a telescope. Everywhere else is fine. With that, I would say that you kind of can hear yourself in the back of your mind. You can think, "This place is unpure. Must be destroyed. There's something here."
Something here. I'm still getting the bad heebie-jeebies. I wanna ready my weapon then. I'm gonna be on alert. I feel like
Okay.
that's his natural instinct.
Atham, real quick in homebrew mechanics, I finished writing up the banishment protocol report that the cipher left, which is missing the banishment the actual banishment protocol. But it's there if you want to read it. It's kind of got a what you found on the paper.
Where?
Homebrew mechanics, which is down in the bottom.
Oh, you added the. Okay,
Yes,
you
I did.
edited the line. Okay,
It took me a while. I didn't want to like just make everybody stay
Yeah.
quiet though.
that's fine.
There might be some mistakes because I'm trying to transcribe quickly here. But basically, you're able to feel the presence of Xyn wandering up the tower as you are kind of reading through these notes. Alcarab, I want you to give me a survival check real quick.
Oh boy. That is a investigation. Oh, survival was that's a 22.
22. So, in a past life, shall we say, some of this just kind of rings familiar a little bit, like, maybe during your more wild days, you would be able to see that this is not a good situation. You would know what the ciphers were as well. Actually, you know that they're not a great thing. They've had some controversies recently in recent history, but also they're just kind of known for being hard asses. So one of those is around. You know some kind of beast is around because generally they're hunting things that are summoned from the other side. There's this undead guy here who's got a bunch of souls with him, which is generally representative of something, kind of unusual because it's carrying that many souls around with you is bad. Kind of taboo, but. So what is going through Alcarab's mind right now? Because like we know what Atham's got a stake in this right now. We know what he's looking for. I'm just curious what Alcarab. He still wants to impress the others. You think?
Yeah, I mean it's a certain level of impress the others. I mean, I don't like ciphers too much. He doesn't like ciphers too much. I will feel pretty neutral about them. But Alcarab doesn't like them too much, I think. And so I think sort of, he doesn't have like the heebie-jeebies about the coffin or the sarcophagus anymore or whatever. But he definitely, the whole situation is just getting like sort of delving more and more into territory I think he'd rather not deal with. But also at the same time, like he can't really back out at this point. Like now he's here and he's sort of committed himself to poking around this place.
So I just saw the Xyn re-edit of the cat picture. With that then, Atham, what are you thinking? Because you got Alcarab, who's kind of a newbie, at least in the group. You don't know much about him. You're kind of reading over these notes. You're realizing that basically,
Yeah, I'm realizing what I saw. Yeah.
you're realizing basically, you have this. Your followers are probably trapped somewhere in the underground station or underwater, sorry, station. They were skimming off the top of the data, so to speak. A cipher came over, took control of the station for a while to observe this monster, and then some retinue of cultists kind of seem to have come along and disputed that. And we don't really know where we are from there. So you know that there's something lurking around here. What's going through his mind?
Around that detects thoughts. He's personally trying not to think too hard about this. Where it's going to go down is the catacombs investigate.
All right. So you guys kind of go over.
Not risking any complex thought patterns here.
Okay. That being said, then, Xyn, you kind of come up to the door open. You see Alcarab kind of looking at a pretty tall skeleton that's holding a glowing orb that you can tell has a bunch of souls in it immediately. And Atham pouring over some texts in the background. What's going on with Xyn there? As soon as he comes upon that, oh, you guys got another one with you.
Yeah, no, this guy is holding a bunch of souls. He's undead. I went to kind of a bit of a rude introduction, but that's Xyn's way. He's going to take out the whip and he's gonna kind of slash at the guy. At least just to try and grab the souls away. Like that is a
You're slashing at the souls, to be clear, not the guy.
No. I want to like slash it. Like he's undead, right?
He's
is
undead.
He, like, holding them?
He's holding them. Yes.
I like slash his arm.
You're gonna wait. Slash with the whip or slash with the glaive? Because I'm sorry. The terminology is just confusing me for a second here.
I would just want to kind of like take out the whip and just go like, because I don't want to break open the souls. That's a bad idea. But
all right.
I want to like tell, like I don't trust this dude. It's really mean, but I just want to at least like, I don't know. I just want to call him like some sort. I just want to see him be. I don't know. That's.
You just yell. So you're just gonna like yell undead and try and what's it called? Try and whip it out of his hands. Okay. I guess give me. I don't want to make this a combat roll. Give me a sleight of hand check, maybe.
Okay. That might be hard. Believe my side of it. Oh, it's not too bad. 14? 14.
All right. So you.
But like Mia so feels bad, but I try to be in character.
No. I mean, I was gonna say I was expecting Xyn to go more nuclear than that, even. So by all means, don't feel bad. He immediately sees that you're going for the whip, and he yells, "No!" and quickly protects the orb. And you lash out his spine and like a lot of his rib cage and his head, and it gets dragged to you. He's like, "Run, laddies!" To his legs and arms as they start to kind of like grab the. They kind of form into this weird like shin to elbow monstrosity on each side. They keep kind of passing it back and forth as they run.
Owl
Don't let
creature.
them take the crew.
Then, drop the skeleton for a moment. There's a demon nearby.
This isn't also a demon?
No, it's a skeleton.
Just
I'm a
but
captain,
it's
actually.
like souls.
The souls, I believe, are part of his crew. It. You would know what soul keys are, don't you? They're common religious practice.
Heretics.
Be that as it may, there's a demon here we need to kill, and he knows at least something about it. So unhand him for now.
I'm just gonna look down. His hands and stuff and his head, I think I hit off. Like, they're just fucking there on the floor. I'm not touching them.
The hands and the feet are running around trying to keep the souls
Yeah.
away.
So I am not. He is not. I do not have any hands.
Excellent.
I have his head or something. It's just his
All
hands.
right, Captain, pull yourself together. We're gonna go down into the catacombs.
Aye, aye. He says as he's like, "All right, thanks for dropping me, lad." The arms run over and kind of do like a little bit of a basketball spin and jump back onto his body, and he pops right back up.
I don't trust
Ah.
him still.
That's fine.
You're dying after this.
I
Again.
think he's already dead.
Yeah, it's like, well, you're a little bit late for that, laddie.
Said again.
Oh, sorry. I guess that wasn't a good joke. I must be. I think my funny bone's around here somewhere.
Then looks
That
at
was
the
pretty
camera
good.
like
That was
he's in
pretty
the
good.
office. He's not going to get along with this guy.
Right.
I self will get along with him, but Zin will not.
Ailish, nudges Alcarab a little bit. He's like, tough crowd this.
Yeah, kind of humorless.
Yeah, I know. So, what can I do for you? Well, I don't believe you ever introduced yourself, my friend. He points
Fair
out.
enough. You can call me Atham.
Ah, Atham. Admiral Atham, I think. You've got the look of an admiral about you, you know. Many men under your care, many ships under your care. You seem like a leader.
I've been a vice admiral once or twice. But we're getting off topic. We're going into the catacombs to find whatever's left of the station's crew and try and keep out of sight of the eel demon thing. Alcarab, for reference, you remember that whale that got eaten?
Yeah, I assume I was reading over
Yeah.
your shoulder when you were reading those
Yeah.
papers. I assume that was that.
You are correct. I was able to get a good look at the thing, and multiple whirling appendages fits a swarm of eels. So I think it's right underneath.
Wonderful.
Yes, and we're going to be going down under the water where it can probably see us.
Well, if it detects thoughts, or if it, if it detects
don't
thoughts, I assume it
think
already
too
knows.
hard about it. We're just focus on going down.
All right, no thoughts.
Well, that's improbable.
Yeah, so Eilish is... Sorry, go ahead.
Zin just got here. He's kind of used to like this sort of like just get going, but he's also like he's not gonna ask. But all he knows is demon, and that's what got him interested. But something about not thinking, that's gonna be Can he have some explanation, or is that just it? Just like don't think.
The demon detects thoughts, so just focus on one goal and specifically rapid, complex thoughts. So, good news is, there's going to be one prime target amongst us.
Wow. Somebody's a little egotistical over here. Can't believe this.
Not my fault. I have multiple minds.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well-
see, that's what I meant. Yeah, no.
Yeah, of
You're
course.
not special at them. I have multiple voices in my head.
Please, I'm my own voices in my head.
Yeah, exactly. I can't control my voices, and you can't tell that voice what to do.
Y'all
You
got
can't tell me
voices
what
in
to
your
do. You're
head?
not my dad.
All right, let's just go.
Yeah, these ones are so they're a couple hard techs, short of a biscuit, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't had voices in my head for a while. I don't know what these guys are on about.
I was not saying that out loud.
I think we can satisfactorily put that conversation as non-canon.
Ah,
Zin would not talk about the voices in his head out loud.
fair enough. Fine. That's funny though. I'm still gonna quote.
You can still quote it.
Hmm.
There we go. All right. So Captain Grima is gonna lead you guys over to the manhole. And he's gonna say, "I know how to work this thing. I can take you folks down there." He jumps down into the little pod that will descend.
Right.
I'm assuming you
I'm gonna
guys
draw
follow.
my sword, and we're going down. I'm using my sword to light the way.
I
Alright.
literally have light. We all glow. Like,
I know, but it's a tight
The
corridor.
Glow
It's
squad over here.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I'm lighting
actually,
the way in front. You're lighting whatever's behind us.
so the way the corridor works is it's actually going to be it's kind of like a little bit of a steampunk esque in a sense where you get onto like a little platform and it's going to be kind of moving you guys down the corridor toward the what's it called, toward the observation decks with the glass and the metal. And while he's doing this, he's like, Kevin Grimm is going to say, "I have to say, your boys treated me well for being an undead. I know that's not usually something looked upon fondly in this world."
I'm glaring at it.
Yes, I know. I wouldn't be like this if I didn't have to. Which, speaking of, I don't want to make a deal since you already saved me, and I appreciate that greatly. But I would make a request that as soon as this whole business is over and we've cleared the darkness so that I can get out of here, do you think you guys would take pity on old Captain Grima and help me get to one last place, one last sail destination?
Well, to be honest, Captain, this isn't our boat. It's a cruise liner.
But like I said, you've got the air of an admiral about you. I think that if you really wanted to, I think you could pull a few strings. And this one too, he's got a feel of a captain on him. He points to Xyn. You look like more like a first mate, Alcarab. I believe you said your name was.
Whoa! You do it my boy like
No,
that?
no,
What
no,
the
no,
hell?
no, no, no. It's not. It's not an
Fucking
insult.
swab the decks, yo ho! What the hell?
No. That's a common misconception that the first mate is actually the most important person on the ship. They're the kingmaker. You don't get the first mate's go ahead. Then you got the whole crew revolting. They've got their finger on the pulse. He seems like a man who's willing to dedicate himself to something higher.
Exactly. See, he's got a way with people. It's better
Oh.
than like second mate.
Yes, true.
Exactly. Second mate, first to lose. They always say. Um,
They do. I mean, maybe they do. I don't know.
1,000 years ago, at least they did.
Hmm.
I've been wandering around the Great Basin Ocean for a long time, Sonny. I don't know really what they say anymore. I'll be perfectly honest. But what do you say in terms of my request? You seem like a man not one to turn away a charity case.
I'm gonna look over at Zid. I think we can work out a deal depending on how well this next bit goes.
Does he just want me to exercise it?
You can't
No.
exercise a skeleton. He's not possessed, except by himself.
Well, You
It's a good way of putting it,
you know,
actually,
like-
yes. Well, you could try and kill me. It's a lot of people have. It's really difficult.
I can't tell if he wants to go. If what ship ride he's talking about, is it like metaphorical? Is it like real?
Oh yeah,
Oh, it's both at this
where
point.
does he want to go?
I'm in the room, people. You can ask me.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go?
Um, he sighs a little bit. He's like, "Oh, I should have maybe mentioned it earlier, but I didn't want to scare everybody away with the whole skeleton thing. But I know I said that you're all captain and admiral and all that, but I can tell you're good people, and I think that you all have something to care for, care about, and you're in charge of something. You know, people depend on you, right? And with that being the case, I'm a captain and my crew depended on me. And like I told you, there was nowhere for us to go back in Tempelon when our religion, wasn't sanctioned. And so we set out hoping for adventure and riches and whatever the pillar promised when we found it. But, well, one thing led to another and I lost it all. We were lost, adrift, shipwrecked, whatever you want to call it. And all of my crew was set to die. Even myself. And our last wish was to not let everyone else who had kicked us out win, and to live our lives how we wanted and to have our deaths the way we wanted. And so they all crafted this soul key to put their lives in, but we knew that we couldn't trust it to just be in the ship and sink to the bottom of the Great Basin Ocean, lest some beast or worse get it, as you've seen, that can be down in these depths. So, in the dark nights that came, we decided that somebody needed to stay alive for the rest of it. In order to make sure that the souls got where they were meant to go, we need to get to a place that's the floating church, which I don't even know if it still exists after all these years. But it's the last church of our religion, and it is the only place we can bring these souls to be laid to rest as we want. He takes a moment to be silent for a bit.
Sin's having trouble grappling with this. Because this is heresy. But it's also his job. But also this
Well,
is...
I think this floating church bears investigation regardless, wouldn't you agree, Xyn?
Not...
And I think we have a deal, Captain.
Well, I always want to hear from all three, though, given that this is a group endeavor. What do you say, Mr. Alcarab?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have much of a stake in the matter, but I like going to new places. Sure.
Oh, that's reason enough as any, isn't it? Well, with that, as he's finishing up saying that, the platform that's been kind of like climbing down clicks into place with a hiss and opens up its gate creakily to a little chamber that has 3 different directions of portholes that you could go down. Well, there's signs of struggle. There's some more blood down here. And there is just kind of a lot of darkness. It's dark out, so the normal light that might filter in through the sea to the giant windows down here is a bit lacking with that. So, what would you guys like to do?
3 ways. Okay. Is there anything to differentiate the 3 ways?
Not too much. There's the main door in front, which is a large kind of normal pressurized looking door, and then there's two smaller doors to either side of it. If you go over and look inside them, then you can see that the two smaller doors on either side, to the left and right of the main door, seem to descend into a couple particular observation globes, I guess you could call them. They're like ladders down into globes to look out into the ocean.
Right. I don't think they would have gone down there, especially if they were studying the creature. Let's go to the main door.
All right. Let's see here. Okay, so you guys open the main door, and basically you open it into a dark room that is mostly metal, except for a few portholes. And it's basically like you go open onto an observation deck that has a few monitors and stuff like that. Or not monitors, but what's the word? Basically like some work desks to deal with some calculations and things like that with a few equipment. And there's a small walkway that's rusted through and fallen, and a bunch of water on the below deck where there was more workstations and things like that. The water is now up to just below where the catwalk used to be. And on the other side, where you would want to continue down the hallway, is kind of an identical observation deck with more workbenches and things like that. So basically, it's two identical, little platforms with places to work on them, which with a catwalk between them that's now kind of destroyed, and below was more of a work area where people would be, busy doing other calculations and things like that. That's now been flooded by what looks to be kind of a burst pipe.
Right.
Is there
Are there
still
any?
Is there still a blood trail at this point?
There's some signs of a struggle, but the blood trail has kind of gone cold right outside the door.
I want to investigate some of the desks, see if there's any documents there that might be of any interest.
All right, give me a roll.
Of what? Investigation?
Yes.
26.
All right. So you look around the papers, and you are able to find just a general manual for operations, security manual, and you realize that it says that there needs to be a specific key card for the door on the door across from where you are directly. That's about all the important documents that you can tell.
Okay. Then.
Well, Captain Grimman is going to mention in here, he's going to say, well, usually one of the main two scientists would basically be the only ones who could go in and out past here, because after this it got a little dicey with the safety. So you needed their okay to do it, which is why they liked me, because I could go down, I might get chewed on by a this or that thing, but I would be pretty fine if they ever needed it. I was trying to see. I know that somebody had a workbench with a key card under where the water is right now. Otherwise, might be one in one of the observation globes before this.
Oh, all right.
How
Right.
deep is the water? Like in
It's
the
like-
room?
Like 10, 15 feet, maybe.
Seems like a little far to swim.
Why don't we should check behind us first, make sure we haven't missed anything then. Let's check the
other
those
two
two.
rooms?
Yes.
Here.
See if there's one there.
Okay. So we're just kind of looking around for a key card?
Yeah, just for the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also,
Uh,
well, I feel like they would be more situated on that. I could help with that, but I feel like I want to, again, check my heebie-jeebie radar. Demonic presence, whatever. I feel like
where are you when you do this? I guess it's constant, right?
Yeah, but maybe right now I'll really focus on trying to find demon.
All right, roll me a perception check, and Atham, you just check both of the observation globes.
Yes.
I'll join him in checking.
I rolled well on perception.
Huzzah! Huzzah!
Wow. That's a 20. 30.
Oh, nice.
30, 20. First time ever.
So
Not ever, but
you can feel that there is deeper down. It seems like there are still corrupted beings, but right below your feet on that catwalk in the water, there feels like there's some really disgusting things swimming around, tiny things.
okay. How can I
Wriggling down
how far are they? Like right underneath the catwalk?
Um,
Or are they like right?
they're
there?
like all over kind of the water, really.
Okay. I don't like that. I want to stab at it. I want to go.
You can try. So you're actually gonna make a glaive attack on it.
Well, do the rest of them know that it's right fucking here?
What do you
Well,
mean
we're
the
out-
rest? Do you mean Alcarab and Atham?
Yeah.
We're out in the globe rooms.
Yeah. Looking for cards.
So you go to swipe at the water, and as you do, a bunch of eels kind of jump out of the water with dead gray eyes and try and bite at you. Just before they do, you try and back up for a second, and you feel yourself being tripped. And you fall backwards, not forwards.
Okay.
And in the way of the eels, actually, Captain Grima turns his back as he's facing you and lets the eels nibble on his bones. Like, whoa, careful there, laddie. You don't want to agitate these guys too much. I've seen what they can do. Thankfully, they won't catch much off me. I'm just skin and bones, as he says as he lifts up one of the eels to show that's nibbling on his arm and tosses it back.
Can I at least kind of like put a little bit of my radiant damage onto it? Like I can sear it. I could. Why are you letting those things go? You just kill them.
Oh, true. He grabs one from behind his that still was gnawing on his back and puts it out. Says, "It's like, yeah, if you want to stab it, hey, have a go."
Take a
Go ahead,
stab at it.
Stab at it. You stab right through his hand and like chop it off of his arm and also chop the eel. It disintegrates in a disgusting hiss of like ichor and something unworldly. Like, well, you nearly disarmed me. He says as he grabs.
The first time.
That would you're learning. I don't know if that makes a ton of sense right now. No, actually, I'm pretty sure I've lost my arm plenty of time. No, that makes sense. You're good. Yep. Checks out. And he grabs and puts his arm back. As Captain Grima and Xyn are having a moment, Alcarab and Atham, you guys look down into the rooms, and I guess just both roll me a perception check.
21.
Mediocre. Oh, good. 15.
All right. Atham, you kind of see something down there, but Alcarab, you see that there is what looks to be a corpse down there at the bottom of the observation globe. It's kind of impossible to tell what it is exactly unless you go down and check it out, but it looks to be some kind of person down there.
Yeah, I'll like hop down and I'll sort of beckon to Atham. I'll be like, hey, I found a guy, presumably dead.
Oh, yes. Okay, I think I see him now. Yeah, let's go.
Are you going to
All right.
go down the observation tube?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Don't
might
think
as
about it.
well.
Don't think about it. Just go.
All right. So you guys, you're both descending. I guess you both said yes, so you're both descending. Oh, this is a good mechanic. Yeah, now I can actually don't have to go back and forth too much. So you guys are walking down, or climbing down the ladder to the observation globe. After a certain point, it just becomes like pure glass, especially for significant sections of the actual globe itself, or the tunnel to the globe itself. And around you is that murky gray-green water with some silt at the bottom, and it's hazy as far as the eye can see. You guys both are just kind of well, I don't know. Atham, I'm sure has seen it, has been underwater plenty of times. Maybe no, I don't know what do you say.
Yeah, yes.
You
Yeah,
have been
yes.
at least once.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. Alcarab, how do you think you're feeling about this? I am personally, and a personal real life lore here is that I have thalassophobia, so that kind of stuff freaks me
Fuck
out.
yeah, bro. Woo.
Woo!
I
Oh,
fucking hate
good. That's why.
Subnautica.
You don't like the
Hours.
ocean?
What was that, Alcarab?
I have to say, I love Subnautica. In real life, I'm a big fan of this sort of stuff. Alcarab's been underwater a few times before. I mean, he's been like a fish before and stuff. So like, I don't think he's I think the context is still kind of scary. Like, I'm not scared of the dark, but if I knew there were a monster lurking in that dark, I'd be a little bit more afraid of it. But I don't think I don't think he's necessarily scared of being underwater.
Okay. But the real question is, what does Alcarab think of Subnautica, though?
Of Subnautica?
Yeah.
He'd probably enjoy it if he played it.
Okay.
He probably it's one of those things where he would never finish it, but he'd start it like 5 or 10 times.
Yeah, this is not the story of our lives. Oh my god, so many games in my library. So you guys start to get down there. You make it away about halfway down when you just hear a pulse of a
I'm gonna turn on my see the unseen thing, so I can see auras of creatures, as long as they have the possibility of visual contact. So
okay.
I do that.
So
your
your
I used
eyes.
to see that thing before.
Yes, it is. So you are, you guys continue down, but you activate that, and you see a massive tail. You're unable to see the entire thing because it starts to fade off into the dusk of the water. But a massive tail of this eel-like creature, but it's almost like an eel and a serpent mixed, and it's the you can feel in your skin as it travels through the water into the glass, and the air in the glass is
So
its
did you
tail.
say something? What do I feel?
Oh, sorry. Did it get?
I think it might have cut out if you were making a sound effect.
Oh, sorry. If just this constant thrumming, or not constant, but this oppressive thrumming.
Okay.
That is its tail hitting the pillar that's sending out a shockwave through the water, almost in some kind of coiled glee or predator's patience as its excitement, waiting for prey. But you guys continue onward down, I assume at least. And as you get to the bottom, you do get to the bottom where there is kind of a little observation chair and a few desks in here and there for record writing. You discover the body of a satyr with the robes and the trappings of a scientist that would be present at one of these from the Clerics of Canon, and you can see that a Golden Order sun has been carved into their forehead with a line through it.
Cool. I'm gonna search their pockets, see if they have the card.
All right. It's pretty easy. Yeah, they do. They have a key card that is very much looks like what it should be. Their eyes are open, staring. They obviously died in a struggle. It looks pretty brutal. Decent amount of blood everywhere. You got the key card though.
Yep. Any other objects near them, or was that it?
That's pretty much it. I mean, they have their
Right.
sigil on them. They have it around their neck for the Golden Order.
All right, I collect the sigil, and then let's go.
All right. As you guys are walking up, Atham kind of very quickly appears a giant head of this eel with thousands of dead gray eyes, just staring in every direction, unblinking, as it floats almost lazily close to the pillar. It is massive in its shape. It could chomp the entire length of the tunnel and the globe in one motion if it wanted to.
Cool.
I'm assuming you're going to attempt not to... Cool, bro. Cool story, bro.
Cool.
I'm going to need you both to make wisdom saving throws.
Fuck. If this is a method of we roll high, we fail. Ugh.
22.
That would be great. Should have done that.
You should have done that. I got a oof. Oh no, what's my bonus? +7. 16.
All right, you both pass. With that, you feel a feeling of oncoming terror, but you're able to wrestle it away just in a feeling of instinct and self-preservation, and with focus, you're able to make it up without having to overthink anything, and able to overthink anything, and you're I guess just don't panic and completely fuck each other by accident by creating a crack or something. So you guys scramble up. I mean, do you say anything or do anything, or you just kind of scramble up, breathing heavy, trying not to think too hard about what you just saw?
Mission oriented. Let's get back to the door.
If we're not thinking, we're just like, I'm just going, man.
Yeah.
All right, you guys get in to see Xyn and Captain Grima kind of having a nice moment, I guess, still, or like at least like not killing each other.
Killing demon eels.
What was the key card for again?
It was for the door across the catwalk. So you guys now have this. You guys have this key card, but you've got to get across the walkway to the opposite door.
Right. Okay.
I'm guessing. Are they walking towards it? Like, can I see them?
Yeah, you can see them. He's like, Captain Grimm is going to be like, looks like you guys found something useful.
Yes, we have a key card. Let's get across that walkway. somehow.
Good. Well, that actually is. Well, it's gonna be like, yeah, good point. How are we going to get across the water here?
So wait, what does it look like? The water across thing? Actually, I'm
It's
not.
like 20 feet across. There's above like 15 feet of water in this little area. Um, the walkway that was there has been broken apart and is no longer usable. So how do you get across 20 feet without assuming you try and get in the water?
I have an idea. I'm gonna point at Skeleton Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can you put his name in character archive?
Yeah, sorry, I'll do that.
Let's see. If I could find a way to get you over there, and then I pull out my axe, we can use this. So it's my funny axe of displacement, where you can use it to switch spaces with it. Maybe if we take the Skeleton Man and we use him as a target, we can teleport over. But then that also means I'll lose my axe.
But then we can only ever have one person over on that end.
Well, I got.
You throw it. Oh yeah.
No, the lad's got the right idea. I like how you think. He's gonna put his soul key under his arm, and he's gonna take his head off with the other one, and he's going to toss it over onto the other catwalk, which I'll roll for him real quick. Okay, yeah, he does fine. He gets it all across there, like just on the other side of the catwalk. He's like, all right, perfect. Now, if that teleporting axe of yours, I think you mentioned it was a teleporting axe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, just all you gotta do is nail me with it, and then I'll throw another body part over. I'll throw it back, or you'll throw it back, and then we'll be golden. We'll be gold doubloons.
Excellent.
I for a second thought he said golden plumes, and I feel like I heard him.
Oh my God.
Ooh, the PTSD. Ooh.
Oh.
Boy.
No,
All right, let's go.
Okay, who's first?
You're the one with the axe.
Fair enough. And I throw the axe onto his head.
Yeah, I won't make any you roll for this every time. You're able to pretty much you're able to hit him, and you transfer places with his head. Did you say you tied a rope to the end of the axe?
I don't know. Did I? I guess we could do that, but I feel like it would teleport with the head.
True.
Wouldn't it teleport with you?
Well,
No,
the way
so
we've done it before is, yeah, you swap places with the person that you hit.
Mhm.
So with the axe, the way it works is you would be on the other. So Xyn is now on the other side of the catwalk with the head, or sorry, not with the head, with the axe being right at his feet, and the head is back where Xyn was standing.
Okay. Then I guess
Probably
I
would-
just.
Would be easier if we tied a rope to it.
Okay. Well, I could also just throw it back onto the deck. I
Yeah.
don't think I'll just place
Yeah,
it
just throw it. I'll catch it.
person. Because it only has to be a person that I have to hit, not an object. Because that's what
Yes.
the rule was. That's why I had the skeleton guy go over. So I can throw it back over to the other part of the deck, and then you
Yeah.
guys can
Yeah.
do the reverse.
So you
Well, I can
guys
just-
kind of.
I can just catch it scythefully as well. You don't even have to worry about throwing it.
Also, Max,
What?
I'm gonna kick your ass when I come to Canada. You fucking. I knew you were gonna come at my shit with this eel stuff. All right.
Dude likes his eels. What can you say? All right. So can we just say we're all over then? If I can just psychically move the axe back and forth.
Yeah,
across?
we'll just say that you guys are able to kind of like jimmy your way across, one by one as this whole,
Big brain time.
yeah, big brain time. Where if Alcarab and Atham are at one place, without the other around, then Alcarab will eat Atham. But if Atham is next to
What?
Oh,
Zin,
it's the fox and the chicken.
Basket.
What?
yeah. But then if Atham and Zin are left alone, Atham will eat Zin. It's this
What?
conundrum. Have you never? It's the there's a fox, a chicken, and a sack of corn.
Yeah.
But if you leave Xyn and
Some
Alcarab on one side,
really
they won't eat
weird
each
rock
other.
paper scissors.
Isn't the strategy that you take the fox across?
You take the chicken across usually first.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
It's
why.
corn, then chicken, then corn back, then fox over, then chicken back, then corn back over, and then you go back and chicken.
Yeah, riddles lore, bitch. All right. Anyway, so you guys are able to kind of transfer your way across that way, and you make it to the other door, and you're able to unlock it with the key card. It unlocks with a hiss, and just on the other side is just a horror show of just blood and guts, skulls. There's some books that have been torn apart and defaced. There are symbols of spiraling eyes all over. And the light is flickering here and there. And it just smells terrible. Like moss and seaweed at low tide mixed with blood, gore, and shit.
Oh.
Captain Grima sees the rest of your reactions and he's like, "Oh, I'm glad I don't have a nose anymore."
All right. I better start looking around.
The time that Atham took my nose.
I never gave it back.
He did. He did it.
I ate it.
He needed it.
Oh my god. All right, so you guys, I don't know. Do you go through the door? You hear just sounds, and as you guys are kind of walking, yes, you hear like a banging, and you hear chanting.
Chanting's near the banging. Yeah. Okay.
Classic focused activities.
As such. So
Thank you.
Yes. So
very cool.
we're
Surely the moss would be encrusting algae as a moss is fresh when
all right.
Go back to Pop Tropica,
Yeah, well,
motherfucker.
He's so stinky.
All right. Let's go.
I'm gonna when I dispose of Max's body, I'll make sure I do it in fresh water just to spite him. So what we'll say here is that yes, you guys do hear some banging and some chanting. As I was saying, I don't know. I'll let you guys tell me what you want to do. I'm not gonna force you to do anything. It's a free country.
There's not that many avenues of approach.
So there's chanting and there's gore.
Or is there anything?
At the end of the hall, so the initial hallway that you kind of open this to is where all this stuff was that I talked about, and then it diverges into two separate not alleyways.
Yeah,
corridors.
is like banging coming from one and chanting coming from the other, or is there any way to differentiate the two?
No, I mean not at this side of the hall. No, you'd have to get closer and then try and see which.
Was there anything else? Can I look around the current hallway, see if there's anything else interesting?
Give me a perception check.
Dirty 20.
All right. You just see that there's some graffiti and stuff that says things like, "The mother of 1,000 must feed," and "We are all worthy to be her sacrifices, to be reborn," and things of other things such as the light shan't save you, and Waldo was here. No, I won't say that. No, it doesn't say that. It doesn't say that.
And
You
was
do see
here.
one conspicuous, in a different handwriting and less jagged. It says, that seems to be defaced now, but you can tell behind all the scratching that it says, "I hope my faith in him wasn't misplaced." And it has a symbol of the sun underneath it that's also been displaced.
Atham's brow furrows at that. Fucking words.
Stupid sun man.
We're gonna have a talk about language.
Oh, you're gonna. Oh, this will be interesting. So even the word faith is kind of disavowed within the organization.
It's well, at least the center.
Okay, well, that's understandable. These guys are kind of mooks, though, so I don't know if they would have gotten that memo. With that said,
No.
okay, sorry. Okay,
Oh, I'm done. Go ahead.
all right. Yeah. So if you guys want to go to the end of the hallway, Xyn, your detect good and evil is going a little bonkers right now. This is definitely a corrupted place. This is like. I'm actually kind of curious. You've had Cyril kind of in your ear a lot of this campaign, telling you about like what the church taught you to feel like and what it said about these kind of things. But does Xyn have any complex thoughts um, what it
Complex thoughts.
feels?
It's a trap. Don't listen to him.
Okay, fine. If it's does Xyn have anything he feels, any feelings about these kind of things now that Cyril's not around? Like, just this is kind of the exact opposite of what he lives for and was trained for and grew up in. You know what I mean?
Kind of. Like. Sort of? I don't know. I don't know what you're trying. I kind of get what you're trying to say.
Well, it's just like this. When Xyn sees all this, what is his reaction?
Murder. I mean, he's a little bit less inclined to murder. But he's still. How about this? He's had growth, as in he will take a second to think. But at the end of the day, he had Lear around with him, and Lear would say, murder.
Can't ever go wrong with murder.
Well, like he sees, like, so, like, what is it? It's like a bunch of chanting and, like, demonic and corrupted energy. Like, this
Butchered
has
corpses.
to be, like, cleansed. Like, this has to be got by. You know?
Yeah, so you're kind of in kill mode. All right.
I'm not at, like, I want to take a second to think about Cyril, but not that much because that hurts. And also, there's my senses are going crazy, right? I am physically feeling the effects of what this is around, and it is driving me murder.
Tell you what, actually, that actually reminds me. Roll me a wisdom saving throw. At the back of your mind, you just hear kill, 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 kill.
I rolled a nat 20.
Well, if you rolled well, then that's a good thing. Actually, you feel yourself. You can say one thing to that voice in your head, and they will listen. I'll say with a nat 20.
I want to say, when I ask, grant me your strength. Then I want to fly.
Okay. You feel your skin glow with renewed vigor, and you are covered in a line of white and silver energy, and you are renewed. You guys get to the end of the hallway, and yeah, I would say I'll just not make you roll for it. One end is chanting, and one end is banging.
Which one are we more interested in?
Sorry, could you repeat that, Sean? What are the market demarcations?
So you get to the end of the hallway, and one corridor is banging, the other one is chanting.
Bang is probably the creature. Let's kill the chanters.
Okay,
Sounds
that's what I
good.
was thinking. The chanting sounds like summoning.
I don't think the entity cares too much about them, but it could still be summoning. You're correct.
Emotional damage. With that, you guys kind of start climbing down, and the chanting gets louder. You hear something in an alien guttural tongue of oofs, sheesh, and just kind of weird, no language that any of you are familiar with. Um,
All right, I can speak all languages, and you know what? Fine. All right, I'll spend 2 side points to comprehend languages. What does it say?
all right, are you really you wanna comprehend the not demonic, the corrupting chanting?
Yeah, what?
Hey, if you want, look, I'm just saying, if you want to, I mean, hey, it's really just a grocery list. It says, like a quart of milk,
That's not wondering. Yeah,
a dozen
the
eggs.
cultists probably don't speak it either. They probably just got told this what to say, so just probably a badly pronounced grocery list.
It's Waldo's grocery list. He's just like tells like, what is that? It's like somebody do the chant of remembering for me real quick.
All right, fine. I won't.
No. You can.
No, it's too late. Let's keep going. I'm not thinking
No,
about this. Let's go.
no. You already did it. So fuck you. It's it's mother, the spiral, ocean, cleansing, corrupting, cycle. Just kind of this isn't exactly a word for word interpretation. There's subtleties and whatnot that are lost even in this, because there is no way a human can fully comprehend what is going on in these words. You can tell that much at least, and from your study, you would know that sometimes there's some languages better not fully understood. Um, and you hear, as you get closer, balance, blood, sacrifice. And you come into a room where it is what was normally an observation chamber, with half of the half of the room covered in glass, and the other half is made out of wrought metal. Just metal from what you would normally for the structure that you've seen before. Um, Inside, there is cultists in a line that are looking out the observation chamber, raising their hands up high, speaking this language over and over again, repeating a few of the phrases that you raising their hands and repeating the phrases that you just heard. There is a makeshift altar on which it seems a human scientist, a woman, has been sacrificed. Her body is drained of blood and lifeless and cold, and it seems her heart has been cut out.
No skin flaying?
I'm sorry, what?
Is it no skin flaying?
No, but her feet and hands have been cut off and are hanging above from the rafters, or well, the top of the chamber.
Not even that
Some kind of
long.
makeshift like lullaby, whatever you call those things. I don't remember what you put over children.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The like.
Yeah. And they don't turn around to face you.
Yeah. I'm gonna send a psychic wave of fire out against them. I need them all to make intelligence saving throws.
Does this do damage?
Yes.
All right. They all die except for the final one, who turns around still on fire. They all
If he
wither.
failed his intelligence saving throw, he's stunned.
All right, let me roll for him real quick.
I'm a stabby. I want to stabby. Why can't I stab?
They're my people.
What?
Well, I
They
think 'cause
killed my
killed
people.
Atham.
They're mine to
Yeah.
kill.
He passed. He is going to turn around though, and he's as you can when you look closer, you see that all of them are heavily scarred. It looks like self-done even. Grimna is going to say, "Illuminated Lord above." Although I was always more of a, I also kind of flirted with the fish god. And the cultist looks around and kind of sees, "Welcome."
I'm gonna start striding across the room towards him.
And he just laughs, which he doesn't make any moves to get out of the way.
I bisect him with my sword.
He does not even flinch, and he falls to the ground, bleeding out of his mouth and on fire as he slowly turns to ash.
Oh, they were talking about being sacrifices.
Yeah. I'm gonna yeah, but hopefully that was enough to. We'll see. We'll see.
Other comes, and with that
Yeah, I
word,
know.
a giant chomp happens, and the glass is destroyed. You see flurries of teeth as other things rush in to attack you guys. But I'll say this one right now: there's a bunch of water flooding in, and you hear an alarm bell go off that has a automated voice message from a scroll above the door, or sorry, rune above the door. It says, "Lockdown procedures in effect." And
no.
you kind of hear that an iron door is starting to slide close as the water is rushing in. It's not deep enough where the pressure is just going to instantly kill you guys or completely destroy the facility, but it definitely needs to be shielded soon to keep the structural integrity. But it is rushing in. Does anybody want to do anything to try and save? The monster has gone away though, except for a few little things swimming around that are going to take bites out of you guys, or try to at least.
Save what? What were you gonna say? Save?
Take bites out of you.
You asked us if we wanted to try and save anything. Did
What
you?
are we
Or?
gonna do?
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, maybe it cut out. I wanted you to. Do you want to do anything to save yourselves?
Yes. Okay,
Oh.
how do I save myself? So the water's filling, door is closing.
So
Mine-
let me put it like this: you got like a 15-foot hallway that comes out into the room where like all the sacrifices were. The room itself is probably like 25 feet in diameter. Atham, you are like 15, so like 30 feet in total away from the door. Everybody else, you were about 15 feet away from the door, including Captain Grima. And you kind of just I mean, water's rushing in fast. You got to figure out something to do to get back before the door shuts.
Atham, what was the thing that you did before when you saved me from the frogs?
I have that was a potion of strength.
No, but you did something to the water.
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, can we pull that up for a second here?
Disintegrate, I think.
Yeah. Yes, I'm going to point my hand at the wall of water. I'm going to cast Unmake. A 10-foot cube is cut out of it, so that should at least give us a little bit of time.
All right. Yep. He's given you an extra like action. We'll say. You've unmade it. It's for flavor. We'll say that they become hydrogen and oxygen, and a bunch of salt falls to the floor. We'll say maybe I don't know. And you guys have a little bit of extra time as the wall of water is beaten back for just a second.
Okay. Then
You could run for the door if you want, if you think you can make it, but that will require hard athletics checks.
yeah, that okay, so
Can
I
I
have
just
other things at my disposal.
I have ways of buffing. I want to see how I can buff.
I mean, I
What
can
is
leave.
the saving
I can
throw?
get myself out, but I don't know about everyone else.
Would these
I'll be
be
fine.
saving throws?
All right.
I can make the athletic check.
Well, I
The-
just want
the new
to
armor.
check, Sean. Would these be saving throws?
Um,
I think you said athletics, which is a
yeah, it'd be
skill.
athletics check. So not a saving throw quite yet. You might get to checks, but or saving throws, but that's gonna take a little bit.
Okay, because I was going to see if I could do bless, but bless only works on attacks and saving throws.
Yeah. Well, it's
Um,
fine. You've got decent strength, right? You should be able to just make it. I can. I've got some other stuff I can do. So if the two of you can get out, I can make it.
Yeah, no, that's true.
All right.
I mean, I can let's see what else. Because I feel like there's actions and fun things I can do that I never use.
Tell you what, we'll go in a circle here because we do. I think we need to resolve what we're gonna do quickly. This is kind of, it's kind of comes at you quick here. So, Atham, what are you gonna do?
First of all, I'm firing off a blast. This is wave of force, pushing everything or within 15 feet of me away. So if they're behind me, they also get pushed 15 feet.
Oh, actually, yeah. No, then I mean that kind of solves a lot of this. Atham, you're still stuck, kind of 30 feet from the door. Oh, well, wait.
Yeah.
So I'll say that they all get pushed like 5 or 10 feet, so they're still slightly from the door. That will make it a lot easier for your athletics check.
Then, if Atham's doing that at the same second, can I use my wit to grapple him and pull him towards us?
Yes, if you give me a straight strength check.
I will then bonus action light step to basically make myself lighter, so this will be a lot more effective.
Oh no. Straight strength. Athletics or strength?
Do strength for this one.
Okay. So that's
And I help. That's like I'm going to kick off the ground as that happens.
15.
Sure. Yeah. Roll again with advantage, so that, or just roll again, just because you have advantage because he's helping.
Rolled worse. So 15.
Oh, all right. 15 at that point is Atham. You guys are going to be able to get into the door, the first 3. And then Grima, Alcarab, and Xyn. Atham, you're still stuck about at the end of the hallway. So you're about like 10 feet or 15 to 10 feet away from there.
All right, yeah, I'm just gonna sprint for it then. So
All right.
that's a yeah, and I'm going to use armor to give myself +5 to that.
Did I at least move him a little bit?
Yeah, you did. He would have been like 20 or 15 feet or 30 feet away from the door if you hadn't done that. So he's now within sprinting distance. The door is closing. The water is rushing in now. It's stopped being held back by the psychic means
28.
of. Okay, that's definitely enough to do it, and he is able to rush through, diving through the closing metal door that is giving off sirens. However it sounds, something like that. And it shuts behind you as just blood, trinkets, and sand and silt wash against the door and slowly recede against the iron and steel of it. Grim is going to say, "Wow,
Did I not get through?
you got through because
On the other side of the door.
No. All 3 of you were able to get through easily because you got blasted within 5 feet of the door. So I didn't even bother making you roll for that.
Well,
So
yeah, you had a good run. I guess
you had a good run there, Alcarab.
Good session and a half.
Bye.
Go ahead.
Grima Captain Grima is gonna say is like, "Whew, I've never seen people so twisted. I've seen some crazy things in my centuries, but that's up there." Is everyone all right?
I'm
Yep.
fine.
I'm all right.
Well, Mr. Atham, sir, I mean, I think we've only seen what, two dead of the Golden Boys. I think we might have a good chance of the rest of them being alive. Your people might still be alive on the other side.
Let's see. I'm going to turn and start walking towards that other corridor.
The other corridor. Okay, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
we all.
You good, Alcarab? Mr. Xyn, was it?
I'm gonna follow Atham.
Yeah, I'm
He's
gonna.
not gonna
I'm
answer
gonna
Captain
help
Grilla.
out.
I'm just gonna nod and then I'm gonna follow. I will follow Atham. I kind of like.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Then. Yeah. You guys make it to the other corridor. You are able to. You hear that there's another observation deck. This one seems to be a bit smaller and ironclad instead of more of the glass type, and you just hear banging coming from the other side.
All right, let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Well, you'd say at least we open the door. Come on, guys. Don't make me do all the work here.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
I open
I
the
didn't know there was a
door.
door.
Thank you. Alcarab opens the door
I
because he said it first.
No, I just walked through the door.
Oh my god. With that, you open the door with a hiss. It clanks open, and you're able to discover that there is about 5 bodies in there. And at the other end, there is somebody who looks to be a female elf who has been banging against the other side of the door until her hand is bloody. It seems they were trapped in there for a while, and she is on the verge of, well, she already just collapsed. She's on the verge of death, seemingly from, just lack of nutrients, water, and hardship.
There's water all around. Come on. It's a joke.
This. Do you say that? I mean, Kansas. There's water all around. Come on. Just drink. What are you, stupid?
Just drink the water.
We're gonna have a discussion. Oh, is the Great Basin Ocean saltwater?
Parts of it are, yeah. Most of it is.
Parts of it. Okay.
Well, no, I mean, but it's a weird ocean if you haven't noticed. It means that there's weird stuff going on.
All right.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Obviously, I don't say that out loud. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. I'm going to examine to see if there's any beyond just the dehydration in general, wear and tear. If there's any other issues.
No, these guys seem to have made it out safe. I won't even make you roll for that because it's pretty obvious. They seem to be mostly fine. One of them is dead from starvation and lack of water. The 3 of them are barely clinging on to life, and the female elf is the one who has the most life, and this is the reason she was the one who was doing the banging on the door.
I'm going to go around. Goodberry.
What'd you say?
Goodberry.
Yeah,
Oh,
I can make. How many people are there?
There's 4 still alive.
Goodberry should be enough for that.
Yeah, a Goodberry makes 3. Can I cast at a higher level to get?
Are you sure?
I can just.
Makes
Yeah,
3.
I'll just cast Goodberry.
1 second. I think it makes 10 berries.
10. Never mind. I thought it made 3. Yeah, we're totally fine. Yeah, I'll cast
That works.
Goodberry and distribute them out.
So you are able to cast Goodberry, and you save 3 of these guys from. Oh wait, did you say 4? It's up to 4?
To 10.
Oh,
But
10. Okay, never mind.
I only need 4.
All right, yeah. Then you're able to. Do you use all 10 of them, or just give 1 per person?
They don't need more than 1, but if I have 10, I might as well.
More than 1 per person might be overkill. We shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Okay. You give 1 to each of them. Oh, hold on.
Nope.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, the dead zone should be enough for us to remember to cut this out, right, Max?
For sure.
Hmm.
Also, I would like to mention that I think the specific word, I don't know because I haven't used Goodberry, but I think the specific wording is that 1 Goodberry is enough for your metabolic needs for a day, which means that technically it's variable, and starvation victims would have enough to not be starvation victims anymore.
Yes.
That's true.
This is
Yeah,
true.
sustain a creature for 1 day. Yeah, so they're fine.
They're
Mhm.
fine.
You're fine. There's nothing wrong.
Was yeah. So they're just kind of. Oh wait.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I wanna see something cute.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I had to just change mics here real quick. All right. So you gave a good berry to each one of the starving people, at least one. So you gave 4 away. You have 6 remaining.
I might as well distribute like 3 to us. Because they really don't like 1 is enough for a whole day. So like they really don't need more than 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. So what
More
is
than
it?
one,
About
but yeah.
leaving, or are we stuck?
Well, the only thing left is that giant. I think we should return to the surface before we think about doing anything about that. So let's just go.
As you do, so you give the good berries to the people. They are recovered. They're still very weak. They're going to need to be transported. They're going to need help transporting them back up to the surface. Captain Grimna takes one. He says, "It'll be all right, laddies. We got you." Quick, so everybody who, I guess it would be, there's going to be 4 since you saved all of them. So, he's going to say 1 per man or person.
Let's go. I'm gonna grab one.
All right, let's get him back to the surface. We can heal him up there. The elven woman is going to say, "Wait, we have the other half of the report. We had to translate it from the cipher's code. We don't know where he went."
Yes, please. I'm gonna hold out my hand. Do you have it on you, or is it somewhere around here?
Yes. She digs into her lab coat and hands it to you guys, and is able to kind of point you in the right direction in terms of like, this is the main point right here. She points to one paragraph which outlines that there are only a few ways to finally banish it. Otherwise, it will keep regenerating. I'll just paraphrase so I don't have to type it all here real quick. But basically, it mentions that the unique banishment protocol for this swarm seems to be that it needs to have its main eye shut with enough damage that it stays shut for a while, and it needs to be banished with either moonlight or starlight.
Huh. Well, we've got those covered.
I can do both of those.
Cool. All right, so you guys start making your way to the surface, I guess, with those in tow. So we're going to go back the way you came. You're going to start going up through this first corridor, and then we'll go back to the corridor right before the the walkway that was destroyed. Captain Grima is going to say, "Well, see, I knew you had the look of an admiral about you, Atham, sir. Always looking out for your people. That's what an admiral does."
Indeed. All right. So are we gonna do that axe thing with all these?
I
It's
want to.
gonna be
Okay.
interesting.
We'll be taking a short rest after this because I guess I could technically fly over, but Xyn doesn't really want to do that. But he will be. I can do that. Technically.
Well,
Just depends
I mean,
if we think we're gonna
any one of us could get over. It's just a matter of getting other people over.
Yeah, like I could carry them and go back and forth pretty.
That's true.
I have a potion of flight. I can use that instead of yours. I want potion of flight though. I feel sad.
I mean,
I can also
after this.
fly if we need to.
Oh, you have the spell fly.
No, I just can fly.
You could just fly.
Yeah.
Explain how. Oh wait,
Uh,
druid.
Yeah,
Right.
well, I just start glowing and then I fly.
And you didn't mention this before?
Well, it wasn't really relevant earlier.
I had to come up with my
Here.
crazy axe idea.
I'm gonna hand Alcarab a potion of giant strength. All right, one at a time. Take him across.
All right. I'll drink the potion. I'll activate a starry form.
Oh, starry.
Yeah.
How long
and
does
so
starry form last?
10 minutes.
Okay, well, that's a good amount.
It's a wild shape thing, right?
It's
Like,
it's a circle of stars thing.
That's so cool.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
You're like
Yeah,
or
I use my wild shape to activate.
Okay, how many of those do you have per day? Just so we're not
Two per rest.
nice.
Um,
Okay, so we still have one for this combat after this. Excellent.
Yeah. And so I take the form of the dragon. And so basically, Alcarab gets all like very sort of luminous and ever so faintly like transparent. And at each of the joints is like a star, a bright prick of light. And they're connected by lines, like a little stickman constellation dude. And the shield also starts glowing more brightly. And on the shield, one specific constellation, the ridges connecting it sort of shine very brightly. And it could sort of look like a dragon. It's one of those things where constellations like kind of look like the thing. And a similar constellation on like his chest also lights up. And yeah, so I can fly, and I suppose with the giant strength. Do I have any difficulties ferrying the payload?
Roll me 3 athletics checks.
Oh, just wonderful. What does my strength become with giant?
21
strength? 21. Okay, so that's
plus
just,
5.
plus 5. Yeah. That's a oh no, that's a 12 and a 6 and a 20.
All right. So we'll say that the 12s and 20 come first. One of them is a halfling again, so that one is not going to require a lot of strength too. And then the next one is going to be just be a normal human who you kind of have to wrangle a bit more as a big guy, but it's not that big of a deal. The third one is going to be similar to Apollos, is a salamander person, and is a little heavier. Not exactly a dragonborn, but a still kind of big, scaly person. And while you're doing that, you kind of start to struggle a little bit. And as you do, all of this complex thought seems to drive things into a frenzy, and you hear boom, 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 and as the dome is starting to get bent and crumple, and you can see teeth coming in and out like scissors through paper as the eel of many young opens up different holes within this main, I guess you would call it, what would be the right word? I don't know, roundabout for where you jumping off point, center point for the observatory underwater. And it starts to fill up with water as more and more eels start to flood in from around as Alcarab is starting to struggle in midair with this salamander person. You have one more person with you, the elven woman, who is on with Atham still on the other side. She goes, "No, it's back."
All right, I'm just gonna like fireband lift her, and then I'm gonna jump using the armor as a bonus. Just launch myself across.
The armor
Standing leap for that gives me +5, so I have an equivalent strength of 25. So
Oh, this is the armor that Jens gave, right?
yes,
Oh, I forgot.
All right. Give me an athletics check real quick.
nice.
Hey, wait, did you say it's a +5 to distance or it's a +5 to your athletics?
+5 to my strength stat.
Oh wow.
So I have equivalent about 25, 20, 26 strength at the moment. And I rolled a 19 plus whatever that's going to be. I think that's a 30.
Oh boy, yeah, you skid all the way like right in front of the door to go out to that little area right before the two little observation decks that you guys almost got chomped in. So yeah, you're ahead of everybody right now.
Is Skeleton on the other side?
Is what?
Is Skeleton Man on the side with Atham?
No, Skeleton Man is still on your side. So right now it's you and him, Captain Grima, and Alcarab is in the middle of the air. And Atham just jumped all the way across to the next door without anyone else over there yet. I mean, actually, no, sorry. There's the human and the halfling who's also over there. So,
Okay, man,
yeah, go ahead.
I have an idea. I'm gonna turn to the captain and then be like, "Can I borrow your head for a second again?"
You know what they say: two heads are better than one.
Okay. It gives me the. I'm guessing he gives me the head.
Yes, he does. He
I'm
gives
gonna
you
chuck
his
it over
head.
to the other side.
Okay.
And then how am I gonna do this? I want to try and do the axe thing again, but I want to see but I want to do it mostly because I should probably help the elven lady first.
Oh no, the elven lady's already crossed with Atham, so you're all
Oh,
good.
she's with Atham. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Am I
Sorry.
able to carry the bones with me as I go to hit the thing with the axe?
No, I'm gonna say no on that one. That's a little much, I think.
Okay.
It's
And I'll
clever,
just
but it's still a
do it.
little much. So, you guys, at this moment, you hear one last crumple, and you can feel that this is the last strike before the whole thing caves in, and it is just a chaos of water, eels, and blood in a second here. So, what is there? I'll let everybody roll initiative real quick, and I'll let whoever wins that have one last action before.
Okay. Okay. I have that. Oh, I also have that thing that you reminded me of. I have that thing that Jens gave me.
Is this going to be
Yeah.
for the battle itself? Or is this just for the scene?
This is just for this scene.
Okay. I don't think there's much I can do anyway, so I'm not going to use my initiative bonuses here.
Okay.
I rolled a 20 anyways. Fuck. Okay. Fuck. All right. 24.
Okay.
Got a 12.
All right. Well, I guess
Not
I
a
should
20.
plan what I'm going to do then.
All right. Well, I mean, you can give it to somebody else if you'd rather they have the turn.
I think I'm going to give it to Alcarab because he's currently he needs to get out of the business at the moment. So.
Yes, Alcarab, you have the snake person, or sorry, the salamander person stuck in the air. You're above a pit of, or not a pit, like a bunch of water below you. Water's leaking in from all places, and the dome is crumpling. Bang, bang, bang. You hear an inhuman, otherworldly screech from the outside, vibrating through water, making it sound like some kind of wet, gristly roar. What do you think Alcarab is going to do in this moment, carrying this person in this dire situation?
Is he reasonably going to make it across? Like, presumably not quickly enough.
You won't make it across fully before the next thing probably happens, but if you do make it, you will make it closer, which will give you something to grab onto.
The problem is there's not much for me to do. Hold on, let me look up the spell
Sure.
specifics real quick.
I guess while he's doing that,
Sure.
I'll do the whole like tie a rope to the axe thing or something like that. I don't know, something that I feel like because I already took the head and I tossed it. I feel like I already did that. Is there a way? Because he's just a bunch of bone. If I
Mhm.
put him in a. Oh no! Can I? How? Wait. How long is the distance?
It's a bit long. It's like 15 to 20 feet. I'll say that actually, Captain Grima looks at you and he's like, "You remember when we first met, laddie?"
Yeah, I
And
was
he
gonna
holds
think
up his
about using the whip.
and he holds up the orb.
Oh. Yeah. What about it?
It's like, take it. Remember, you tried to take it when we first met.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
be fine. I need to save these. I'm entrusting you with my crew.
Oh, thanks. I'll take it, and then I'm gonna throw the icicle to the other side.
Wait, you're gonna do. Wait, so what are you gonna do?
Wait, so I'm gonna take the orb. I already threw his head.
Right. But he's yelling at you from. Yeah, no, his head and his body are on the same side now. So what he's doing is he's telling you to whip over the souls so they can be safe while he's going to be back farther down in the water. Remember,
Oh. Okay.
do you whip them over?
I thought his body was on one side and his head was on the other.
Well, not it was until you hit it with the axe.
Oh, so I'm on the right side now. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I'm just saying because I didn't know I had done that yet.
Okay.
So I'm on the right side, and I'll take the thing. I guess I can grab it. Or did he hand it to me before I teleported?
Well, we'll just say that you whip it over, and you grab it in your hands, and that will be the last thing you can do. And then Alcarab, what did you want to do?
Can I cast Wall of Stone, but make the wall horizontal instead of like? Could I make a floor using Wall of Stone?
Ooh.
I like that. Yeah, I'll say that you can do that.
Okay, in which case I might just like make a floor spanning the gap and then like run for it. Like
Okay.
drag the person along with me to the best of my ability and just sort of run.
Okay, you start running. Xyn whips over the souls as Captain Grima accepts his fate, and Atham holds the elven woman fireman's carry style and is close to the door, seeing all this unfold. And as you all kind of screech to your final frantic runs to try and get away, as the kind of metal creaks open and rips and tears, and the teeth get in. And I think that's where we'll end it off for this
Did we make
week.
it away safely?
I'm sorry, what?
Wait, so like where are we physically now? Are we safe?
Not really. In terms of danger, it goes Captain Grima, Alcarab, and the snake person, or the salamander person. You, then Atham, the elves, or the elf, and the two other Golden Order people. So, the civilians, for the most part, except for the salamander, are pretty safe. Everybody else is in decent danger because, like, what it is this is an orb right before connecting to the pillar. You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
and then there's a shaft to get up back to the or the science station. So this is still like fully in the water, which is why it's so dangerous. So Atham and the civilians have a good chance of getting within the hallway or the climbing shaft to get back to the observation room pretty safely.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool. I'm just figuring it out. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I understand it's hard to like visualize all this, and I'm a little out of it because I did just like travel for like 7 hours, so I apologize if my my
Yeah,
explanations
how
are a
the
little bit
fuck were you
weird.
gonna do a double episode today?
I would have done it. I could have. Reese had, or somebody had something that came up. I forget who. But you know, I would have done it. Which brings me to this: is I hope that I don't know if it was I was just tired. Well, here, let me kick out Craig real quick.
Hi,
Yeah.
Craig.
Get him out of here.
Under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's weather. Take it from me. Up on the shore, they work all day. Under the sun, they slave away. While we be devoting more time to floating under the sea.